Good morning, children. Let us to begin. Second political science lesson, that is understanding secularism. Children, already you came to know the meaning of secularism, I think so. Isn't it? Okay, let us to come to know once again, but with a little more information in this lesson. Actually, you may know, children, that Jews were prosecuted in Hitler's Germany, and millions of Jews were killed. And even in Jewish state called Israel, like we Hindus had Hindustan, Muslims had Pakistan, of course now the people who belongs to a different religion lives in our country. But in earlier only Hindus lived in our country, so that our country got a name as Hindustan. So in the same way, Jewish people too have their own state called Israel. In Israel itself, they own Muslim and Christian minorities, and they treat very badly. And in Saudi Arabia, non-Muslims who are not Muslims, they are not at all allowed to build a temple or church, and nor even they can gather in a public place for prayers like we people do at the time of festivals. So in each and every part of the world we have casteism. Here you just came to know some examples. It may be of Hitler's Germany or Saudi Arabia. Now let us to come to know about our country. Actually, these kinds of situations takes place when one religion is given official importance by the state at the expenses of other religions. In the sense, all these situations takes place when the country or the state gives importance for a particular religion. It may be Hindu, Muslim, Christ, it doesn't matter. If a particular religion will get importance by the state itself, by the country itself, then automatically we get peace, isn't it? No, we don't get peace in that country or state. We get just violence. They will start to dominate, manipulate others who are considered as minorities. Okay, let us to continue the next point, that is what is secularism. The Indian Constitution contains fundamental rights which protects us against state power as well as against the tyranny of the majority. Our constitution, it has given us fundamental rights, and these fundamental rights protect us from state power, that state doesn't have any kind of right to give importance to any particular religion. Along with that, even it protects us from the majority too. The Indian Constitution, it allows individual, each and everyone, it gives a freedom that whichever religion we want, we can follow up. Whichever religious practices we want, we can follow up, and nobody has right to stop us to follow all these things. Actually, our country India has adopted a strategy of separating the power of religion and the power of state. Means India is following a rule where it has separated the power of religion and the power of a state. It means our states doesn't promote or doesn't give importance to any particular religion. So here secularism in the sense separation of a religion from the state. It doesn't mean that the people who belongs to any particular religion should not to stay or should not live in this state or that state, but our state officially doesn't promote any religion. That is called as a secularism. Why is it important to separate religion from the state? Okay, children, just we learnt that our state, it has separated religion from it. Is it necessary? If it is necessary, then why? Let us come to know. Actually, it is important to separate religion from the state, as this situation or this rule helps in the country to function democratically. To function democratically, it is the most important thing for the country. If the majority religious group has access to state power, then it could quite easily use this power and financial power to discriminate against and persecute person of other religions. So children, if a state promote any particular religion, then that religious people may start to dominate others, or they may start to treat others badly, and even they may use financial power too in a bad way. And this tyranny of the majority could result in discrimination. So automatically partiality we will get there. And Cory-coin in the sense, it is a kind of a force which is used by a legal authority like the state, and at times even the killing of the minorities too, and even minorities may be killed by the majority people. And another reason to separate a religion from the state in democratic societies is because we need to protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion, embrace another religion, or have the freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. So here, if someone want that someone can embarrass or someone can start to follow up a religion in whichever he or she is interested, not only religion, even its customs too, that freedom our country has given to us, our constitution has given to us. What is Indian secularism? According to our constitution, only a secular state, it can realize its objectives, and those objectives are: one religious community does not dominate another. One religious community, the people or a group of people who belongs to one religion, doesn't have any right to dominate other, or to ask other religious group to change their caste or religion. Second, some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community, and some of the members, they don't dominate other members of the same religious community. Children, in the same religion, again castes we will get. Of course, Hindus are there. In Hindus, again castes we will get, like Banagar, Banajga, Panchimshali, Padmashali, Devanga, Badigere, these all. Of course, they all are Hindus, but they have their own castes. Muslims, Shia, Sunni. In each and every religion, we have castes. So here these people, they do not dominate, they should not dominate other people who belongs to same religion but different caste. The state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. The state doesn't have any right to enforce particular religion, means the state doesn't have any right that it can say to anyone to follow this particular religion, nor it can take away the religious freedom of individuals. Now, of course, we are Hindus. Though we are Hindus, but our customs are different according to our caste. Our celebrations are different according to our castes. Of course, we are Muslims, but our celebrations, custom, tradition is different. Of course, we are Christians, but we have our own tradition, customs. So here, our state doesn't have any right to force us to follow up any particular religion, or it can take away our religious freedom too. So to prevent the domination, our country has adopted some of the things, some of the rules, and those are, among them the first one is, actually Indian states, they use a strategy of distancing itself from religion. Each and everyone is treated equal before the law. Law doesn't make any partiality on the basis of any religion, though the person may be Hindu, Muslim, Christian, or else any other, it doesn't matter. And wherever do we go, especially in government offices, we will get the people or the workers who belongs to different categories, different religions, not any particular religion. A strategy of non-interference, and the Indian constitution bans untouchability. Of course, in earlier period in our country, the people followed caste system so strictly, but as it hurted the feelings of many of the people, our country banned caste system. Untouchability system is completely banned in our country, and now if the country will come to know that someone is following untouchability, then that person will be punished by the court. The Indian Constitution, it grants the rights to religious communities that they can set up their own schools and colleges. For example, of course not in our areas exactly, but in some of the areas, Brahmins, they have their particular schools, like where they can teach you Vedas, Upanishads and these all. And Muslims, they goes to Arabi, where they can read and write Arabi. Along with that, namaz too they can learn there. And in some of the areas, Christian missionaries too will get, where they'll give information about their religion along with that syllabus too, like you people have. It also gives them financial aid on a non-preferential basis. Even the government helps financially too to these institutions. And the word establishment is that the legislature cannot declare any religion of the world as the official religion. In India, secularism, the state can intervene in religious affairs. As I said already, India, in our country, each and every caste, each and every religion is treated as equally. So here, no one state or no one organ of our government can support or treat any particular religion as important religion. The Indian Constitution, it guarantees fundamental rights that are specially based on secular principles. In one of the fundamental right, it is given that the people whoever wants, they can follow up any of the religion. They can follow the customs of any of the religion. I think you read it already, isn't it, children? Okay, children, this is about secularism. If you get any doubts, please contact me. Good day, children. Take care.